What's up YouTube, it's Louis here bringing you today's cryptocurrency video. We're looking at Firo today. Thank you Ruben for dropping that Firo merch to me. Really appreciate it. Thank you for the support. Thank you for supporting my channel, everyone. Let's get more people to notice Firo. But of course we need to see key levels of support hold if we want continuation in this bull market. I've been talking about this large head and shoulders over here for a while, and you do have a target. Forgotten the target, but it's quite low down. I think it's below $3. I think it would be putting a lower low, but you had the same thing over here and you never met your technical target. Before getting down to the target, you actually came back up and invalidated because the neckline's sitting at the 382, and it's the same neckline again for this head and shoulders. So we had shoulder, head, shoulder, 382 neckline, lost it, didn't meet the target, got back above, confirmed that support, head and shoulder neckline, shoulder, head, shoulder. So as long as we're above the 382, you're not going to go down. As long as you're below the 382, we are going to go down. Now, yes, we have this large wick over here, but that's only on the Bittrex chart. On the Binance chart, we don't have that, so I'm going to ignore that wick, to be honest. So on the daily time frame, you are respecting this is support, and for like, what, 2 days exactly, you are holding that support. So if we do see another rollover, expect that to hold. I do think that we could wick down to this white line over here, because this is the 618 basically, because you have an impulse to the upside and you retrace before continuation. So you already done that over here, fell back to the 618, then had a pump all the way to the 0, but getting rejected. So as long as you actually stay above the 618, we should go and attempt to break it. Lose that 618 and it's very negative, and this is what I've been talking about Firo for a long while now. If we do lose $5 basically, or just this 0618 and hit your head on it, hit your head, we're going to roll over to the 1. Well, I don't know if it will go back up. I think if you're coming down to the 1 down here, you're most likely going to roll over into a bear market at the $1.37. But I'm not seeing that, guys. Just because I'm saying that, I'm not seeing that right now, because you're holding key levels of support. You have a low and you have a higher low on the daily time frame. So the higher the time frame, the more accurate it is. One reason why we may not meet the 0618, I think we can, but one reason we may not is because if I zoom out, we have a 236 sitting exactly where we are right now. You see those red dotted lines? That's current price. So this 236 is measuring from this bottom back to the bull market high from 2017's bull market. So right now, as long as you're above the 0, you should start working your way through the fibs, correct? And so we got all the way to that larger 050, but you lost that 382. You back tested as resistance, and that's when you fell to the 0.236, and that's what we're doing right now. We've come there twice. So the reason for this, why we came down a bit lower, was to test that 0618, but right now we're holding that 0236, and if we can close the daily just there, it'd be beautiful. We could roll over again to the pink or even back down to here, but as long as we get above this pink trend line, confirm our support, we should start to head up. So let's take a look at the 4-hour time frame. So again, I'm going to ignore this wick because it's just a scam wick. Potentially the same with this. I don't know. I haven't looked at the Firo. No yet. So that is here, but just that massive wick over there isn't there. So let's go back to that chart. So we're just going to ignore this. So let's draw some lines. So we have this swing high to the swing low. So I can get that up for you. Fibs from here to here. So we don't want to lose this lowest point basically. After getting above, basically what happens is you go to the 0618. So you have an impulse, correction, continuation basically. But if you don't lose this low, you bounce off it and eventually work your way through the fibs. You can get rejected again, lose it, but I want to see that flipped into resistance. And that's the reason why I think we got rejected instantly, is because you don't break the 55 on the first attempt. If you do, it's a little bit sus and potentially ends up being a fake out. So look, you lost the 55, got above, confirmed that support. So here you had rejections at first because you were rejecting it. Look, fell down to here, got above, confirmed that support. Over here you just lost it, got straight back above, confirmed that support. So not every time, of course, not every time, but if you do have a break above, I want to see a significant break and then eventually fall back. Remember, if you have a significant break and fall straight back down, it's a fake out. But if you break out quite a lot and eventually come back down, test the support, we will continue up. So if Firo can now break above $6, the 0618, then we could see Firo heading back up towards the 1618 at $7.67. But there's a lot of work to do, and it's all on Bitcoin anyway. We have seen the Bitcoin dominance breakout. Please watch that Bitcoin video. It's my most in-depth Bitcoin video. I think it was almost 20 minutes long. I go through the monthly, the weekly, the 4-hour, the daily, multiple different patterns, looking at Fibonacci's at the previous bear markets. We're also looking at the Bitcoin dominance, what can happen when that breaks out, which could mean two things, which I explained there. Also looking at the ETH to Bitcoin chart. So it's the most in-depth analysis. There's so much free valuable information, things that you may not know about. I'll go through candlestick patterns, new ones that you may not have heard of. So go check that video. I'll link it in the description here as well. But if I forget to, just go on Bitcoin. Just go on Bitcoin, go on my channel and watch that Bitcoin video. Perfect. So what I do like is when we come down here to that trend line, you bounced off it twice on the 4H. Look, you were below, but closed on it. You were below, but closed on it. So if we were to lose this 236 in the short term, I do think that we could come to this trend line before getting back above. Of course, I don't want to lose it because you're losing another fib level, and there's a higher chance that you come to the zero and lose that. And I would give you technical targets to the downside. So if you do lose that low right now, $5.19, we could come down to $4.69, where if you were to break back above the one, then we invalidate further downside. But if you do come down here, get rejected, you will fall further down to potentially that 2414 at $4. And guys, we do not want to see that at all for Firo, to be honest. So yeah, we're still below the monthly, but the monthly doesn't matter until we're at the end of the month. So we just need to see what Bitcoin wants to do, and then Firo will also do the similar thing. But what I do like is that there's some coins they've been dumping while Bitcoin's been pumping, but Firo's like kind of been stable. It's kind of been in consolidation zones. So you could even argue that this over here is a fake out, because this over here is your true support. So I'm going to draw your true support right now, and you kind of, I think, broken back below the true support. So no, you're slightly still above it. So you were below, closed back inside with that. I'd say that that's closer to a doji because it's almost equal, the wicks on either side. So at support, usually a doji is a sign of a reversal. It's not 100% of the time. Nothing is 100% of the time. But usually if you see a doji at support, it's going to reverse. Can you see here? You were like mid-trend, doji, nothing. And then this over here, this pattern over here, this sort of V-shaped recovery, looks like what I've been explaining on Bitcoin like back in March, basically. Go check that video out. Having a nice V-shaped recovery, just now coming back to backtest some key areas of support. If we do ignore this wick right now and drop this down to here, you can see that you've actually bounced off that 0.618. So if you can say that, then potentially this is done going down, and we had an irregular ABC, potentially. It's all potential. If you lose this, you know where we're going. $4.85, because I'm going to ignore this massive wick now. So what you're doing is you come up, found your resistance point, come down for the correction phase or the exhaustion phase before breaking the zero and continuing. And your continuation, if we measure from the swing high over here and swing low over here, because this might not be the bottom, but I'm just going off what I currently see. Of course we can roll over more. We know what's going to happen if it rolls over more. But let's look at this. If this is your bottom, I'll also explain a case for why the 786 you could roll over to there before continuing. So if this is your bottom right now, your next impulsive wave target, so it'd be like this: impulse, correction or exhaustion before continuation to 16186 $6. And look at that for confluence. The 0.618 is there. If we can turn that into support, you're going to $7.67. So we actually have some patterns basically now that are going to take us to higher targets. But of course it's all on Bitcoin and Firo to hold key levels of support. Now I did say that potentially the 0.618 might not hold, and it might be this pink trend line. Look where that pink trend line's sitting at. There's 786. So if we do roll over some more, we could come to the 786 and continue up, and I'll do the fibs for you in a second on that. But I want to take a look at this M pattern over here. So we have this neckline, and yeah, you actually have back tested as resistance. So it means that the pattern's in play until it's invalidated. The only way to invalidate it is if we get a close above $5.55. Yeah, $5.55. So I'm going to measure from here back to that trend line, and if you lose the low, look, oh my gosh, amazing. So you're actually now in a technical target to that 786, which is that pink trend line, where you can form a double bottom / ascending triangle, which you're currently doing now of this support, which is lining up with that 786. So we just now need to draw a resistance point. Let's get a true resistance point. So from this green candle through. So if we can break above, let's get that exact. So if we can break above $5.68, which is close to that 382 anyway. When you break above the 382, you work your way through the fibs. But if we can break this resistance out of this double bottom / ascending triangle, of course it's not valid yet. You need to find support first. Of course, if you lose that, that completely invalidates this. But if you find support here, start heading back above this, break above the $5.67 level, then we could see a pump from here to there. Oh, pump all the way to the 0.618, which was lining up again. So amazing confidence from swing high to swing low with that 1.618. So the 0.618 is there, and if you break above the 382, you start working your way to there, and if you turn that into support, you go to up the 1.618. But also, you got the neckline of this potential, remember potential ascending triangle. Once you break above that, you got a technical target to the 1.618, and of course out of this fib retracement, if you can break above $5.65, which is all lining up with this area, so it's all about this area over here. If we can break above this, then we've got technical targets to the upside. So 3 reasons why we're going to come up to this target: the fibs, the ascending triangle, and if you're above that 382, you go up there anyway. Once you're above there, we're going to $7.67. Slowly, drunken walk, but literally it's all on Firo to do the work. Right now it's all potentials. Remember, lose this, could bounce off this. If you lose that low, then of course we're most likely going to come down to here. And if you lose the 1.618, even lower, and we don't want to see that. But again, if Bitcoin don't roll, then this shouldn't, because Bitcoin controls the market, and Ethereum as well. So I hope you enjoyed today's update. Hope it was thorough. If you didn't understand it, just watch it back again. I know the fibs can be confusing because I'm using them multiple different ways, but that's just trading for you guys. It can be confusing, but once you get the process like knuckled down and you know it, you don't even think about it. It becomes so easy. And that's why with my 1,000 subscriber giveaway, the course will literally change someone's life because there's over like 35 hours of me just teaching you guys in that course. So hope you enjoyed this video. Hope one of you wins the 1,000 subscriber crypto course giveaway. Please like, subscribe, comment down below your opinions, what you think about Firo or anything, because we need the engagement back up. Let's get to 15 likes. Perfect, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you in the next one. And as always, peace.